Happy Friday. Okay, so I typically do these weekly lives in my open, it's a free Facebook group called the Freedom Body Project. But I thought, there's a lot of information I give that hi Gloria, that I thought it would be really helpful and supportive to go live on my main page. Because in that group, it's hard to share. So this is a really cool topic we're going to be thinking about today. If you guys are here, let me know where you're watching from, because I would love to hear your feedback, and I'd love to know, what you're up to. Right now I'm in Utah, and it's snowing like crazy. So my Friday is going to be a little different than I thought. I was planning on getting up early and hitting the road and going back to Idaho, but I'm not. So, there's this really cool thing out there that people think is like, it's going to really put you in a place where you are going to actually get the result, meaning you're actually going to get the result of burning more fat. And they talk about all these different ways, right? It's like this really big fad to talk about all the ways you're going to burn more fat with fad diets and exercise gimmicks, right? But there's a downfall to this, you guys. Have you ever felt that your metabolism is broken? Anybody here felt like that? Like their metabolism doesn't work. Like nothing works like it used to. No matter what they do, you can't lose weight, you can't burn fat, the scale doesn't move, and it's exhausting and frustrating. Anybody feel like that here? I'm sure there's some of you out there. I felt like that because for years I was, massively addicted to exercise, and my hormones were completely out of whack, and I had an eating disorder. So I definitely my metabolism took a toll, right? So let's think about this for a minute. I'm going to explain a little bit, and I'm going to tell you some tips. So this is what I want you to understand. This yo-yo diet cycle that we get on and stay on, and this yo-yo diet cycle that we get on and stay on like this is like, think about a bouncy ball, right? Think about a bouncy ball for a minute. So if you think about when you bounce the ball, the first time you bounce, it bounces back really high, right? The first time you diet and lose the weight, right? But the second time you bounce it, it bounces again, it bounces a little lower. Third time, a little bit lower yet. Fourth time, even lower. Pretty soon, you keep bouncing that ball, yo-yo dieting, ball stays flat, metabolism tanks. Is that landing? Okay, so years and years of doing this kind of metabolic damage where we take our metabolism low and we get acclimated to a lower calorie intake or food intake, right, is very damaging long-term on how we're going to continue to stay healthy and burn fat and lose weight. So I want to break this down for you into some really easily digestible ways you can, no pun intended, you can actually shift your metabolism. Okay, these are things that I had to do because with that yo-yo diet cycle I was on, the eating disorders, the massive over-exercise to the point where had ruined my adrenal system, how to actually get it back. So you can see some results. You can see some results on the scale. Oh, you're Joanna. Hi, Joanna. You're watching in Virginia. Awesome. Nice to see you here. So what I want to share with you now is we're going to go through some of these things, and I want you guys to understand it all starts with hormone balance, right? So we need to start thinking about food as molecules, right? Molecular information that comes into our body and changes our cells and tells our cells what to do or what not to do. Okay, this is all regulated by our hormones. So our hormones regulate how we take our food in on a molecular level and shift it into action, into how to talk to our cells. Okay, so the reason why this is important is because if your hormones are not right, if your hormones are out of whack, your metabolism is going to be out of whack and it's going to tank. So a lot of people in our culture, and especially in Western culture, fight metabolic damage because of hormone damage. Okay, so I recently did a hormone series that I did for free. It's a 3-part series. I put the link here so that you can watch it if you want to go deeper into this. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about this. So let's start with the endocrine system. So the endocrine system starts with your thyroid. This little gland, this little thyroid gland we have, can really make or break the way your body burns fat for fuel or energy. Okay, so what's really important is our thyroid. I'm not going to get too sciencey, but I'm going to give you a little. Our thyroid produces T1, T2, T3, T4. Well, if we're not producing that and we're not converting T4 to T3, what happens is we can't actually get our thyroid to spur up and to speed up. Okay, so what we need and what most Americans are missing is iodine. Iodine helps our thyroid convert. Right? So we convert the thyroid that's not working into thyroid that is functioning so that our thyroid health increases, and so does our metabolism. So when you're thinking about iodine, I don't want you to think about iodized salt. Please don't think about iodized salt. We want to remove that bleached iodized salt from our diet completely. It's horrible for you. What's not horrible for you is pink Himalayan sea salt. That's amazing for you. And I'll talk about that in a minute. Hi guys, thanks for being here. Let me know when you're here and if this is landing for you so that I don't feel like I'm just speaking to a blank screen. Okay, so let's go into the thyroid. So iodine is really important. So the first thing you can do, and I'll talk about the second part of this, is you can find something and some products that have iodine in it. My opinion is that the best place to get iodine is naturally. And there are some products out there that actually extract iodine from sea kelp. Right? So there's a special type of sea kelp that I think is most beneficial and it's most bioavailable, and it's brown coastal sea kelp. And now they're extracting it and putting into supplements that help increase your thyroid, okay? Which is a very important ingredient so that you can actually maximize your thyroid function and convert those T3, T4 so that your thyroid can actually work properly. Is that making sense? So iodine is super important, you guys. The second thing that goes with iodine is chromium. So we hear about this all the time. It's in a lot of fat burning supplements, or just supplements that help increase your metabolism, and chromium is a really good one. So chromium actually helps fat oxidation. So it actually opens up the cell receptors so that your body can actually get and utilize that fat and use it as energy. So we really want to make sure that chromium is in our diet as well. So if you're looking for products, you want to make sure that you're looking for supplements and vitamins that either have or contain iodine, or even a separate supplement, but that it's brown coastal sea kelp. And if you need information on that, message me and I'll send it to you. And a multivitamin that has chromium in it, or a separate supplement that has chromium. Okay, so those are the two things to really increase your thyroid function. When your thyroid is as robust and active, you're going to really see an increase in your metabolism and your metabolic rate. Your metabolic rate means you are able to burn more calories per day. And that's going to raise your metabolism so that you can eat more and not gain weight. Okay, so is that landing with you guys? So that's tip number one. Let's start with the hormones, and part of the hormone system is your endocrine system, which is your thyroid primarily. Okay. So we're going to go into the next thing now, and these are things you can do easily and simply, and I can do more on this if this is landing with you guys and you really enjoy it. I can go deeper, but I'm just going to kind of graze the surface today, okay? So the next thing that's a really easy, simple tip that you can do is you can start to incorporate my fat blasting tip. My fat blasting secret is really not a huge secret, but I have this concoction that I think is incredible for boosting your metabolism. And the best way to do that is with apple cider vinegar, cayenne, and sea salt. So let's talk about each of those. So this looks like, half a cup of water and a couple tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, a pinch to about a quarter teaspoon of pink Himalayan sea salt, and some cayenne, dash of cayenne. Okay, so apple cider vinegar, you guys, is instrumental in helping your body burn fat. And all of my clients know this. If you've worked with me, a lot of you here that are watching know that I'm really big on my apple cider vinegar drink. The pills are fine, but for some reason, the actual liquid gets into your system faster and definitely has a bigger benefit. So regardless if you are fasting or if you are in keto or whatever it is that you're doing for your nutrition right now, apple cider vinegar is not going to have that much of an impact on your insulin, so it will not be breaking your fast if you do intermittent fasting, okay? So you want to place that concoction together and drink it daily. I would recommend not drinking it at night because it will have a thermogenic effect. The cayenne does slightly increase the thermogenic effect in your body, so it does slightly rev your metabolism. Whenever you put herbs or things in your body that have that kind of metabolic effect, it's going to rev you up a bit. So it's best to not do that in the evening. It's best to do that in the morning. Okay, so if you're going to do it, make your concoction and drink it down. Now, you notice I said pink Himalayan sea salt. So the beautiful thing about sea salt is sea salt actually curbs sugar cravings. So people get really funny. And when they're starting a nutrition program, they think, oh, I have to cut salt out because it's bad for you. Salt is not bad for you. Did you hear what I said? Salt is not bad for you. The processed bleached salt that we get at the table at the restaurants we go to is bad for you. The pink Himalayan sea salt that is full of lots of wonderful electrolytes that are necessary for your body's functions is great for you. And I encourage you to take some daily. So pink Himalayan sea salt goes in the concoction and you drink it down. So not only are you curbing the sugar cravings, but also when you give your body electrolytes, you open up the cells to be able to absorb hydration. Meaning if you're just drinking water without electrolytes, not the sugary kind from Gatorade, don't get it twisted. Do not drink that. But when you're opening up the cell to get hydration into the actual cell itself, you're actually really doing what you should be for your body. But because Americans are deficient in so many electrolytes, we have a hard time with hydration, right? So open up the cell membrane so that you can actually hydrate the cell, and you do that by utilizing pink Himalayan sea salt. The best way, it actually curbs appetite, it kills sugar cravings, and it will make you feel really good and mentally clear. A lot of times when you think you're hungry or you think that you're having a sugar craving, to be quite frank, you're really just deficient in salt. Your body's electrolytes are off. Okay, so that's my apple cider vinegar drink. You want to do sea salt, you want to do cayenne, and you want to do apple cider vinegar. It's very important. Okay, apple cider vinegar is a fatty acid oxidizer. It just eats it up. It allows the body to metabolize fat a lot easier. Okay, so those are the three components of my little drink. Sometimes I put some ginger in it for more of a thermogenic effect. Sometimes I put cinnamon in it for more of a thermogenic effect. Sometimes I put lemon in it for a little pH balance. However, a lemon, in my opinion, if you're fasting, will take you out of your fast. So I know it's ancillary and it's very tiny and people will argue with me on this, but in my experience and from what the research I've done is it's going to spike your insulin a little bit. Once your insulin spikes, you're out of your fast. Okay, so is that landing with you guys? So the first thing I'm giving you today is we want to take care of your endocrine system, and that's your thyroid. We're doing that with chromium and iodine, and I can get you information on supplements that I take myself that help really increase your thyroid function. Okay, if you want information on that, message me privately. The next thing that I will share with you is you want to really make sure you're getting the apple cider drink in daily. It's very important. I recommend it for everyone, even if you're not on a weight loss journey. It's just great for you. Okay. The third thing I'm going to talk about today is going back again to hormones. Now, I don't want to get too sciencey on you, but I do want to give you enough information to where you understand how your body is actually functioning. Because if we can understand how our body is functioning, we can understand how to heal it. Precision knowledge is the only way to get a result, right? If you're throwing spaghetti at the wall and hoping that it will stick, believe me, you're going to suffer for a long time with no results. But if you want results, precision knowledge plus applied action is what will get you the result. All right. So if you're out there listening to advice, you really want to make sure that you're getting the advice that works for you and it's not a blanket uniform statement. Don't take nutrition advice if it's a blanket uniform statement. It's irresponsible. Everyone's different. Okay. Third, let's look at what's called our leptin. So if you guys have watched my YouTube channel, I have a lot of videos on hormone. I did a video that got a lot of views. It's on leptin. This is a hormone that's really underlooked and misunderstood. So leptin is our hunger hormone, one of them. We have two. And leptin basically tells our brain, okay, we have enough fat on our body, so now we can burn more. When our leptin is low, we don't have that signal. We don't have that signal. So we got to increase that signal again so that we can tell our body. And when you're chronically dieting, your leptin just drops. And if you've been on a yo-yo diet, right? If you've been on a yo-yo diet, your leptin drops. And it is, unless you know how to restore it properly, it's going to be an uphill battle, you guys. This is information that is vital. Listen carefully to this. This is information I'm sharing with you that you will need to know. Don't get scared by this. But if you have been on a yo-yo diet for a very long time, hi Jennifer, hi Katie, hi Dana. Hi Mary, you guys are all here. And my sis-in-law is here. Oh, so if you've been on a yo-yo diet for a long time, you guys, this is probably an issue for you. I guarantee you this is probably an issue for you. Okay, I'm not a doctor, but I have done lots of research, and I'm glad I'm not a doctor or have one of those certifications, because then I'd have to kind of be careful what I say, right? So I wouldn't get sued. But since it's just me, I get to tell you from experience and 15 years of experience what works. Hi, Casey. So your leptin is low. How do we fix leptin that's low? If you can fix your leptin, your body will start to kick back in and send the right signals to your brain and your body so that you can burn fat. So let's kick on your leptin. How do we do that? I'm going to give you a brief rundown on it, but if you want more information, go to my YouTube channel and find my leptin video. It's incredible, and it will give you detailed step-by-step things to do and why. But until then, this is what you're going to do. Don't get scared. People that don't eat carbohydrates, I don't eat a lot of carbohydrates or refined carbohydrates, hardly ever. But this is going to scare people that are keto. And I'm telling you, if you've been on keto and you're on a plateau, or if you've been on low carb and you're on a plateau and your body is stressing because it's not losing weight and you're frustrated, do this thing. Do this thing. So for the next 2 weeks, you want to pick 2 days over the next 2 weeks that you know you can control the environment that you're in. Okay, so over the course of the next 2 weeks, you're going to pick 2 days, make them spaced out evenly. And then what you're going to do is you're going to spike your leptin. The way that you spike your leptin, the best way, there's been medical journals, one of the medical journals I read has done a study on using fat to spike your leptin or carbohydrates to spike your leptin. If you use carbohydrates to spike your leptin, you will get 3 times as much leptin than you will if you use fat. So we're going to go with the carbohydrates. Don't get scared. So if you're on a strict restricted keto plan or a low carbohydrate plan, what you're going to want to do is you're going to spike your leptin and choose that day. And maybe it's 1 meal on that day. 1 meal, not a whole day. 1 meal. Did you guys hear that? 1 meal, you're going to spike your leptin by dramatically increasing your carbohydrate intake for 1 meal. Don't get scared. The caveat here is you will not have the same effect on your leptin if you combine a carbohydrate with a fat source. That means the carbohydrate meal you have has to be void of fat. No fat can be added. So this is what it looks like. Maybe chickpea flour pasta with some grilled chicken breast. I know it doesn't sound appetizing, but it works. Maybe a baked potato. No fat on it, maybe some salsa on your baked potato or a baked sweet potato with salsa, no fat, and a chicken breast. Lean, super lean chicken breast, or even some white fish like cod. It's even leaner than chicken breast, right? Or even like a sea bass or a halibut. Super lean. Don't eat tilapia. Anybody listening out here, do not eat tilapia. Please, no one ever eat tilapia again. It's a bottom feeder and it's full of mercury and terrible for you. So white fish, chicken, maybe a nice gluten-free type of pasta, chickpea pasta, brown rice pasta, something like that, okay? Or the baked potato thing, or the sweet potato thing. So I want you to do that twice over the next 2 weeks, and your leptin levels will increase. Once your leptin levels increase, your body will get triggered, and your brain will trigger the hormone system to have a cascade where you can start to utilize more fat as fuel. If you go right back to your regular eating patterns the very next day or the very next meal, don't let this trigger you into an onslaught of carbs, 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 carbs. And don't go eat a bagel or donut. That's not the same. It can't be sugar. The sugar is going to do something different to your insulin and ruin that leptin, that leptin recharge. Do not eat a sugary carbohydrate. It has to be a nice complex carbohydrate that has fiber in it. That's why I say the chickpea flour, the rice, the brown rice flour, or the baked potato or the sweet potato. Okay. So is this landing with you guys? Is this making sense to you? Are you following it? I'm not going to go down the huge sciencey route, but if you want to look at more science, you can on my YouTube channel. Okay. Hi, Casey. So hopefully this is landing with you and that you're understanding what I'm trying to convey. Thank you for the thumbs up. When you give me thumbs up and hearts and talk to me, I know it's working. Otherwise, it's like I'm just talking to a screen. Thanks, Casey. Thank you. Okay, so let's review. And then if you guys have questions, please message me privately. I'm happy to support you. More than happy. I eat, breathe, sleep, and dream about this stuff. And so I geek out in this area and I love hormones. So in my notes here, there's a link for my hormone series. This is a free 3-part video series I did for my community. And I'm offering it to you guys for free now because I think it's so important to support people. So download it, watch it. When you watch it, you're going to get tons of information. It's going to blow your mind on how to really rebuild your hormonal system so that you can start to live healthier. Not only lose weight, but live healthier. And so it's really beneficial. So go in and check that out. The next thing I want to share with you guys is if you need information, thanks, Chelsea. Thank you for sharing that with me. I appreciate it. I'm so glad it's landing with you. It's my whole goal. So I'll be happy to answer questions. And then listen, if you guys like me going live here on my main page, let me know. I've never gone live like this on my main Facebook page. So I usually go live in my private group, which is the Freedom Body Project. But I just decided this is really good information. I think most people want to know about their health. Even if you're not on a weight loss journey, like you want to know about your health. Thanks, Gloria. Thanks for the thumbs up. I think it's important, and educating people and getting them out of the diet culture that we've been force fed, that's just wrong information, is so important to me because it makes me so mad. Drives me crazy. So, okay, you guys, health is our most important business asset and life asset. Like if we're not our healthiest self, we can't level up our life. We can't be high performing in our lives. So my goal is to work with people that really want to level up. And we do that with our foundation, which is our health and our fitness and our wellness. So don't wait. Life is now, right? You never know. Life is now. So my YouTube channel is my name. It's just Jennifer Ludington Casey, and I'll post it here if you want me to. Next thing is, okay, so next thing is, if you guys want information, if you want more information on what I take, what I do, let me know. I'm happy to support you. And listen, you guys, think about it. This is hormones. Hi, Travis. What's up, man? This is hormones. It's all hormones. Your body, the molecules that come into your body, right? They tell our cells how to operate. They tell our cells how to operate, okay? So if we're not paying attention to what's going in, you guys, our cells can't function the way that we need them to, right? It's all biology. It's all science. So start thinking of as food, as your cells become the food that you eat. You become the food that you eat, right? Take that seriously. Take that to heart. So last thing is, we talked about your adrenals. We talked about the endocrine system. We talked about leptin, those hormones. We talked about my fat blasting little concoction with my apple cider vinegar, my pink Himalayan sea salt, and cayenne. Super important, has great metabolic effect. And there's a few others. And if you guys like this content, let me know. I'll go deeper on just some other tips to increase your metabolism if you've been on that yo-yo diet roller coaster and you just feel like nothing's working for you anymore. So let's just all think about it as hormonal balance, okay? All right. You guys, listen, thanks for being here. I'm still in Utah. I love Utah, I do. It's snowing a lot though, so I might have to bag it for today and come back to Idaho tomorrow. But thanks for being here, and I appreciate you all. So message me, hit me up in my DMs or on my personal messages here on Facebook, and I'll get you guys situated, okay? All right. Thanks again. Bye, guys. Have a great weekend.